Hi, boys and girls. Miss Saturn here, and we're still counting down the days till publishing. We only have 3 more days until we can begin our publishing projects and you guys finish up your final pieces for the year. So we are still in the revising stage today. I promise is our last day of revisions. Tomorrow we will move on to editing. So let's take a look at our writing process chart here. We're still in revision, last day. Tomorrow we'll move on to editing. So last day to make your piece as strong and long as you can. And our goal for today is I can revise by adding dialogue and or descriptive words. Okay, this is a really important part of writing because authors like to be descriptive so that the reader can imagine their story, can imagine what they're going to have to do if you're teaching me how to, so that you can convince the reader of your opinion if you've written an opinion piece. Okay, so everyone can add description today in their writing. Dialogue is a little tougher to add in some other types of writing, but specifically we add dialogue a lot of the time in narrative pieces. You can add it in opinion pieces if there's like a character speaking, like if you're giving an example, like in the Avengers, Captain America says this, and this supports my reason, right? So we're going to take a look today at some sentences that we can try to make more descriptive, either by adding dialogue or by adding some more descriptive words. And we know adjectives are words that describe. So we're going to take a look at some sentences, and you guys are going to get a chance to try to make these sentences more descriptive. So let's take a look. So today you're going to get a chance to do this before you begin doing it in your own writing. And I have some sentences here, one from a narrative piece, one from an opinion, and one from an informational piece. And they're okay sentences, but we can make them a lot better either by adding dialogue, which is when characters speak, or by adding descriptive words like adjectives. So let's start with number 1. The sentence is, my dog ran over to the fence and started barking, right? That's okay. That's an okay sentence. I'm going to show you how I make it better, and then you guys are going to get to try with numbers 2 and 3. Take a look at what I add here. Okay, so if I'm being an author right now, I'm thinking, my dog ran over to the fence. Let's start with that. Now, my dog, you're picturing my dog, but you don't know what he looks like, right? So I'm going to tell you more about my dog, right? My little brown dog, because now you know he's little and brown, ran over to the fence. Now, he didn't just run over. You know what he did? My little brown dog dashed. And you know how he dashed? He dashed quickly over to the fence. And it wasn't just a regular fence. It was a white picket fence, right? Like one of those pointy fences. So I'm going to add that in. So now I got way more details, and now you really picture it more, right? You know my dog's little and brown. You know what my fence looks like. My little brown dog dashed quickly over to the white picket fence and started barking. How was he barking? I'm going to think to myself. Well, he was barking loudly. I started barking loudly. And I'm going to even add dialogue, and I'm going to make my character, which is my dog here, right? I'm going to make him talk, which we know dogs don't really talk, but I'm going to make him say his sounds, which he started barking loudly. Here's my comma, and here's my quotation marks, right? This is a narrative, so I want to make my character speak. He started saying, ooh, bark, bark, right? And he was doing that loudly, so I'm going to make an exclamation point, and then I'm going to close my quotation marks. So my sentence went from this, my dog ran over to the fence and started barking, to this, my little brown dog dashed quickly over to the white picket fence and started barking loudly. Bark, bark. Okay, so just by me adding some dialogue and some adjectives, right? Little brown, white, quickly, dash, change the verb there. My sentence is 10 times more detailed, and you can really picture what happened in this story, right? So let's take a look at number 2, and you are going to get a chance to try. So pause this video when I tell you to pause, and you can write down sentence number 2 and add in those details. Sentence 2 is from an opinion piece. It says, Iron Man is better because his suit is red. So pause this video, write this sentence down, and see if you can make this more detailed by adding descriptive words like adjectives. Wow, that's a really detailed sentence. Here's what I came up with. I thought red was a little bit boring, so I compared it to something, right? We learned about this when we talked about information books. I said Iron Man is better because his suit is red like a freshly grown tomato, right? You picture, oof, that's real red, Ms. Zadorine, right? Okay, let's take a look at sentence number 3, and you'll get another chance to work on this sentence and make it more detailed with descriptive words or dialogue. It says, to make cookies, next, you have to mix the batter. Okay, this is from an information how-to book. Pause this video now and write this sentence down with extra detail. Great job coming up with a nice detailed sentence. Here's what I came up with. I said, to make delicious chocolate chip cookies, next you have to mix the batter back and forth, slowly and gently. So folks, today when you go back to your writing, really think about adding dialogue if you've written a narrative, and a lot of descriptive adjectives in there when you are finished writing today, or when you're revising today, right? So I'm going to show you one last time how I turn my story into an okay, kind of boring page of my narrative and turn it into a much more descriptive piece by adding dialogue and descriptions, okay? This is what I have to begin with. I mounted my horse. Her name was Paloma. She was white. I couldn't believe I had gotten onto her safely. I smiled at my friends, right? This is my story about my horseback riding trip. I'm going to show you how I turn it into a more descriptive piece and really make the reader imagine what's going on, okay? So I'm thinking to myself, I mounted my horse. Okay, Ms. Zadorine, how did you mount your horse? Well, I mounted her very carefully because I was a little bit frightened, right? So I carefully mounted my horse. Her name was Paloma. That sentence is okay. I can't really change it too much. She was white. All right, I guess, but I could say more, right? How about I say she was white as a fluffy cloud in the sky? Really close your eyes and picture how the things in your story looked, and that might help you. I couldn't believe I had gotten onto her safely. That's good. Maybe I sound a little more excited there. I smiled at my friends. Let's think about how I smiled here. I smiled, I could say I smiled a toothy smile, right? Like it was so big. So I smiled a toothy smile at my friends. And just to make myself speak in this story, I can add dialogue, right? I can't believe I did it. I said to my friends. And how did I say it? You know how I said it? I said it excitedly. Okay, so think about how this looked before, and I'll read it to you one more time. I carefully mounted my horse. Her name was Paloma. She was white as a fluffy cloud in the sky. I couldn't believe I had gotten onto her safely. I smiled a toothy smile at my friends. I can't believe I did it, I said to my friends excitedly. So that piece of my story is 10 times better, and it's only one page of my story, right? I have a lot more pages in this story, or in my information book, or in my opinion piece. So folks, go back today and really add some adjectives and some dialogue in if you are able to do that. Because today is the last day to revise, to make your story long and strong. So remember, here's our goal for today. I can revise by adding dialogue and or descriptive words. Good luck, folks. Tomorrow we start editing and we're almost to publishing.